Giles Corey, God is calling to thee to confess thy wicked worship of Satan and your efforts in his behalf to destroy the Church of God and to help establish the evil kingdom of the devil here in Salem.
Believe me, Reverend Parris, I am innocent.
It pains me to see thee suffer so, Giles Corey. I beg you to open your heart to God Almighty and to confess to thy immersing thyself in a religion of hellfire and damnation. More wait.
I am innocent as the child unborn.
If thou be innocent, I pray God discover thee.
I am innocent. Believe me, Reverend Parris, I am innocent.
If thou art innocent, would God permit thee to suffer as thee do?
Wouldst thou have me belie my...
I would have thee confess, so that God would forgive thee and bless thee with eternal life in heaven. Oh, wait.
If what I do be evil, then it be Satan who is in control. To this I confess. I confess.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now God will permit thee to enter into his kingdom.
There being complaint this day made by Reverend Parris of Salem Village in behalf of their Majesties himself and the citizens of Salem Village against Sarah Good, wife of William Good, merchant in Salem, for high suspicion of sundry acts of bewitchment made by her lately upon the body of Ann Putnam, whereby great damage and hurt hath been done to the mind and body of said person. The Honorable Reverend Parris hath confirmed the bewitchment of this child Ann Putnam, and she hath named you, Sarah Good, as her tormentor, as being responsible for her affliction. Sarah Good, what evil spirits hast thou familiarity with?
None.
You have no contract with the devil?
Nay.
Why do you hurt this child Ann Putnam?
I deny hurt her. I scorn her.
Whom do you employ then to do it?
I employ nobody.
What creatures do you employ then?
Nay, creatures. I am falsely accused.
Ann Putnam, look at the accused, Sarah Good, and tell us whether she is the one who hath afflicted you. Turn thy back to the afflicted girl. Sarah Good, I hereby order thee to be incarcerated on this day, March 1st, 1692, and to be imprisoned thus to await trial for the practice of witchcraft.
How can this happen? This travesty of justice. This be not the Dark Ages, Your Honor. This be 1692. The child's wretched mumming belongs in a clumsy backwood puppetry.
What is it they say?
She's bitten me arm.
Who has done this to thee, Anne Putnam?
She has done this to me. Dorcas Good.
Art thou certain?
Yes, I'm certain.
The child Dorcas Good will be imprisoned until such time as she will stand trial for the practice of witchcraft. So be the judgment of this court.
No! No! Thou art the devil here, Anne Putnam. Thou art the evil here in Salem. Hear me, O Lord. I pray thee, hear what is in my heart. If I have sinned against thee, then cast thy arrows of punishment against me and cause my body the pain and torment I so justly deserve. But not against my daughter, dear Lord. Not against my sweet Dorcas.
Oh, thank you very much.
Hi, Nance. Hi. I've been to the Witch Museum 8 times. It's just like Disneyland.
No, it isn't. Nobody's ever been afraid to go to Disneyland.
Are you afraid?
Of course not. But she is.
What's there to be afraid of? The ghosts of people who were executed for practicing witchcraft. It must have been a terrific time. Satan and wild nymphs running naked through the woods.
You want Miss Williams to hear you?
So what? She wouldn't understand. Anyway, I think she's a witch in training. I don't believe in witches.
I do. What about you?
Do you believe in witches? They had them a long time ago. I guess they're still around.
Witch! Witch! I see a witch!
I will not have you behaving like savages. Close the windows. Now.
You see? That was a witch.
Everybody knows Merlina. And nobody can prove...
That's Merlina's familiar. A spirit who has changed himself into an animal. What happened?
I hit my funny bone.
Just go right inside. Yeah, just go right inside through the doors there.
Before thou art executed for practicing witchcraft, confess that thou art a witch. Confess that thou hast the wicked worship of Satan and your efforts in his behalf to destroy the Church of God and to help establish the evil kingdom of the devil here in Salem. Save thyself torment by admitting to the sin of practicing witchcraft
I am nae more a witch than thou'rt a wizard. And if thou take away my life, God will give thee blood to drink.
So be it. Go to thy devil.
Come on, Laureen, or you'll miss the beginning. Come on, let's go inside. Come on.
Welcome to the Salem Witch Museum, where you'll be carried into the incredibly bizarre but true era of our history, the Salem Village Witch Trials of 1692.
This is a magic circle used by witches when they perform their rituals to cast their spells and enchantments. They must remain inside the circle so that they are protected from all the evil spirits that may come to harm them. And these are the symbols of their craft.
This is where it started, in 1692, Salem, Massachusetts, in the kitchen of slave Tituba. A 12-year-old child, Ann Putnam, together with some of her friends, gathered each day to listen to the slave woman tell her fascinating stories about witchcraft. Tituba told Ann Putnam how the devil would come in the middle of the night to those who believed. Soon this playing at witchcraft became a reality to the girls, and they believed themselves bewitched. When they were discovered in their games to escape punishment, Ann Putnam accused some of the people in Salem of having bewitched her. This was the beginning. One of those accused by Ann Putnam was Giles Corey. To obtain a confession, the man was pressed to death under the direction of Reverend Samuel Parris. Ann Putnam's accusations were responsible for trials and executions of more than 20 people, a power that Reverend Parris quickly realized was a means to bring his flock back to the church through fear, and he joined forces with Ann Putnam to drive the devil from Salem. Ann Putnam and Reverend Parris accomplished much during the first half of 1692. More than 250 people from all over New England had been imprisoned to stand trial for practicing witchcraft. Here, Ann Putnam displays her bewitchment in court during the trial of Sarah Good. Only husband William Good was certain of Sarah's innocence. William Good accused Ann Putnam of lying, and the evil girl struck back by accusing his daughter Dorcas of also being a witch. There was no limit to the evil of Ann Putnam and her mentor, Reverend Parris. Guiltless people died on the gallows, and now a 5-year-old child is to burn. Yes, the devil had come to Salem in 1692. Two of them, Reverend Parris and Ann Putnam.
Thou art the devil here, Ann Putnam. Thou art the evil here in Salem. I would have thee no fear.
The fear of God!
You dumb bastard, were you some kind of a nut?
honey. He's gone now. You're safe. You can tell me the truth. Did he touch you?
He sure did. Both hands. I saw him do it.
When I catch him, would you be prepared to go to court and testify to that?
Yes, sir. I'd be glad to.
You say you didn't get a good look at him?
Not too good. I think he was about medium height, thin, and from what I can see, authentically dressed for the period.
What period?
1692.
He looked like someone I had seen before. One minute he was wax and then he was alive.
Now, you really don't believe that.
It could have been a trick. Something a magician could do.
Did you call her mother?
No. Lorraine didn't want me to.
You don't want to go home, do you?
No, I want to go to the cemetery.
The next stop was the cemetery.
I have to go.
This is where Justice John Hawthorne of the 1692 Salem witchcraft trials was buried. You'll remember from what we learned at the Witch Museum. And over here is the grave of one of the earlier governors, Simon Bradford. And the people could come and talk to him, and he would be a man who would listen and who would understand. Not far from this graveyard is the place where those found guilty of being witches That's why we don't find their names in any of the grave
Miss Williams! Miss Williams!
Doctor. Dr. Bennett came over immediately, and he gave her a sedative. He said he felt it was the best thing to do.
It's the only thing to do. Calm her down, help her get over the shock.
She's upstairs.
The unhappy thing about being a psychiatrist, most of my patients get to me years after the fact.
Rage, bread, and drink. I did not think to see you here. Is this the time to receive the sacrament? Yo ran away on the Lord's Day and scorned to receive it in the meeting house. And is this the time to receive it? I wondered you.
Delphinol? How long ago did Dr. Bennett give this to her?
About 2 hours ago.
The black dog knows. I must be careful.
I don't know how any of this was allowed to happen. She was under school supervision. Her teacher is killed in front of her eyes, and that man tried to molest her.
How are you doing?
Not very well.
Reverend Paris knows.
Doctor, what she said in there, what does it mean?
It's a passage from an ancient witch's sacrament.
Reverend Paris knows.
The way she was talking.
Yeah, where did she pick that up? That's an early American dialect.
It has been the decision of this court that Dorcas Good, daughter of William Good, and Sarah Good, most recently executed for the practice of witchcraft, be brought forth hence to be similarly judged for this most serious crime against the people of Salem Village. Dorcas Good, dost thou understand why thee hast been placed in prison and now stand trial?
Because I'm a witch, like Mama.
Was thy mother a witch?
Oh, yes.
My daughter doesn't even know the meaning of the word.
Thou art out of order, Master Good. I have tolerated thy disrespect for the court at a previous hearing because I have compassion for thy grief. But thou hast reached the limit of my patience. Dorcas, what is a witch?
People who can do magic things.
How do they do that?
Sometimes animals help them. They are colored familiars.
And from whence dost thou have this knowledge?
Reverend Paris said so in church.
And dost thou have such an animal?
I have a snake. He sucks blood from me finger.
There is a deep red spot on her finger, Your Honor.
What is the significance, Reverend Paris?
Obvious. A demon in the form of a snake comes to her and sucks her blood in exchange for favors.
The child could be suffering from no more than a flea bite and an overactive imagination.
Your Honor, Dorcas Good has confessed to being a witch, and here we have physical evidence that the child has been suckling demons.
She's inside of me, No, she has. Oh, me back. She's sticking pins in me back. Take her away from me back. Why dost thou hurt me, Dorcas Good? Why? Thou art a witch, Dorcas Good. Thou art a witch. Oh, take her away. She's inside
Stay not. I looks at thee, and say, Anne, Putnam. But thou art not Anne. She be able, thou art good. But thou art here, and she be there, and this be Salem. Yet this be not Salem. It's like a dream. Do you understand?
I think so. There's a prowler in my house. Would you send someone immediately? Yes, hurry. 612 Maple.
Sarah. They've taken my Sarah. And now they would have Dorcas. My sweet Dorcas.
Dorcas. That's the name. That's the child I see in my mind.
Aye.
And the grave. In the cemetery. The one without a name. Whose is it?
You! Stay away from my daughter!
Mistress, I mean no harm.
What are you doing? I'm sure you know, Quester. Book it and start the paperwork. Miss Graham! We got him. He won't bother you again or anyone else for that matter.
I shot right at him. Nothing happened.
Well, it's not unusual. It happens to the best of us.
But I couldn't have missed him. I was standing right in front of him.
I never saw a woman who's a real woman that can handle a gun. I'm telling you, it's all for the best. I don't like our people here to get involved anyway. Now, your prowler, he's probably got a dozen warrants out against him. I'm just going to pick the best one and let some other township hang him. Bad publicity. Keeps away the tourists.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night. Lorraine? 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 Where are you?
time, Putnam.
You gotta leave me back!
There is no going back. That time is my time. You can't take away all I have done. I abolished the devil in Salem. Do you think I will permit you to change what should be? If any shall attempt to debase the immortality of my soul, the seeds of my evil shall come and destroy him. You carry with you now the force of my will.
It wasn't the first time that I'd ever shot a gun. I used to target practice with my husband. I was pretty good at it. That man was no more than 6 feet away from me. I had to have hit him. And he came out without a scratch. I mean, nothing.
If the bullet went through him, he had to be a spirit or a poltergeist. Do you believe in witchcraft, Mrs. Graham? I mean, does it often come up in conversation around your house?
In a city with 300 practicing witches? I mean, how could you ask a question like that?
I am asking it.
There she is, there she is, there she is. Stop, stop. Lorraine? What's the matter with you? Where have you been? I've been looking all over for you. Honey, are you all right? Lorraine? Lorraine? Come on, sweetheart. Come on. Come on.
That's all I need. Look at this. Negative, negative, negative. No arrests, no convictions, no warrants. Nothing. And to top it all off, he's a nut. He keeps saying he came from 1692 to save his daughter. Tomorrow he'll tell me he's Napoleon. I tell you, Kevin, the toughest guy to put away is one of these loonies. The courts just love him. I'd like to ship him someplace, but I don't know any address for him.
Captain, how about if I talk to him? There just might be a story here.
The last time I let you talk to one of my prisoners, I ended up hearing his illegal confession on the 11 o'clock news. He got off scot-free, if you remember.
I'll do it off the record. Everyone has something to hide, and I'll dig it out of them. People talk to me, you know they do.
Off the record.
Off the record.
Go ahead.
Thanks.
Hast thou come to frame me, good sir? You must. Someone must. The trial is near over.
What trial?
The one here in Salem.
But there isn't any trial going on in Salem. Not that anybody knows about.
My daughter is on trial in this very village. For witchcraft.
Witchcraft?
Certainly you know of witchcraft.
Of course. It's our only industry. But there hasn't been a witchcraft trial in almost 300 years. In 1692.
I cannot fathom what time it is for thee. But for me, it is 1692. Now, don't believe me.
I didn't say I didn't believe you. I'm just asking you to explain it.
When need can be so great and prayer so consuming. There was a door, a kind of window, strangeness which enveloped me. Something so remarkable.
Okay, we accept that you've come from 1692 on the wings of time. What were you doing in the Graham house?
Sir?
You were found in a house this evening.
That is where she lives. Anne Putnam, the girl who's testifying against my daughter.
This girl's name just happens to be Lorraine Graham, and living 300 years after your so-called daughter's trial.
She is Anne Putnam. I would swear to it. Except
what?
Except the girl thou callest Lorraine is good. Anne Putnam is evil.
Look, when you say this girl is Anne Putnam, and I know damn well she isn't, maybe there's another angle. How about reincarnation?
I know nothing of that. But I know she is to come with me.
Your daughter's name and birthday?
Darkest God. The 5th of March, 1687.
Okay, I'll give it a shot. Don't go away.
Wait, you must set me free. My Darkest, she's innocent. My daughter is not a witch.
The Honorable Reverend Paris has confirmed the bewitchment of the child Anne Putnam. And she, in turn, has named you, Dorcas Gudd, as her tormentor, responsible for her affliction.
Tituba, Reverend Paris, running through the trees and Reverend Paris, punish. Oh, can't you give us something to sleep now?
I really don't want to. Whatever it is going on in her mind, I'd like it to surface as quickly as possible.
Singing.
The man that was in her room, before you came in, did you hear any of the conversation that they had between them?
Only a few words. Something about a child that Lorraine sees in her mind. A child that's burning.
Anything else?
A tombstone without a name. And the name, he called her name. Anne. That's it. It was Anne.
Anne Putnam, you're good. What else would you have them call me?
That's not Lorraine. That's not her.
All right, write it down. Will you leave the room? I want to try something. Anne Putnam? Anne Putnam.
Yes?
Why are you here?
He came to me.
Who did?
The devil. In the image of a large black cat. He sat on the end of my bed in the most indecent of postures. I wanted to escape and tried to fly, but in an instant he had leaped towards me, threw me forcibly on the bed and violently ravished me. causing me to experience the most peculiar sensation. I told Tituba. She said it was a dream. She said we could play a game in the forest in the deep of night, so no one would know. And the devil would come to us again in many forms, and we could have more of those peculiar sensations. And so we did. And Tituba had a pot and was cooking entrails and bits of hair and a special bone she brought from Barbados. And singing. We tried to sing with her, but we couldn't. She gave us a special spice to eat, and we could sing. It was like magic. And then we had taken off our clothes and were running through the trees in the light of the moon, Susanna, Marcy, and I, hoping a satyr would appear and ravish us. But none came, save Mistress Corey, who'd been awakened by our singing, who saw us and told Reverend Paris. The morn we were brought before him, and he asked if we had been bewitched. That if we had not, we would be sorely punished. Foolish man! I told him, yes, we had been bewitched, that Salem was to the devil, and his minions what the hive was to the bay. And then his eyes grew bright, and it all began. Thou art a witch! Now some are dead, and more will be. They would punish me. Serves them right. And Dorcas good. She's only 5 years old. Would you kill her too? You've not to say. I shall choose who shall live and who shall die. I shall choose. I shall. God. She's possessed, isn't she? That's what's happening, isn't it?
Karen, I'm damned if I know.
Oh, now what?
Am I glad you're up? I'm Kevin O'Neill, Channel 14 News. You've probably seen my show.
No, we haven't.
I've just come from the jail, talking to the guy they grabbed in your house. He says he's from 1692.
Would you please go away?
At least listen.
You don't want me to call the police, do you?
What if he really is from 1692? What if it's true?
Do you believe it's possible?
No, but it's a hell of a story anyway. That's why I need to talk to your daughter.
Mr. O'Neill, she is asleep, and we will call the police. Is that clear?
Okay. But if I find proof that this guy really is from back there, do you want to know?
No.
You'll find what you're looking for at the third section of the bookshelf, left of the door. And I can only give you an hour, and then I got to lock this place up. And careful with the pages, some are pretty broad.
I sure will. And thanks.
Thank you.
records. All we need is Dorcas Good.
Having found Dorcas Good guilty of practicing witchcraft, this court in the village of Salem, on the 17th day of April in the year of our Lord, 1692, sentences the defendant to be put to death by burning no later than 4 days hence.
Papa! Papa! Where's me Papa? Papa?
But she is only 5-year-old.
Papa? Papa?
I know what you're feeling. I've sensed it too. Something evil. You want to find it? Is it living? Oh. Dead. Go then.
I'll be damned. There it is. But it can't be. It's impossible. Hey! I haven't been here an hour.
I'm locked in here. Anybody around? Hey! Let me out!
I know they're not.
What's the matter? What are you doing here? Come on, I'll help you up.
Got witches everywhere, even hanging from the ceiling. The great book of magical art, occult philosophy or magic, the Necronomicon. The Encyclopedia of Witchcraft and Demonology. Well, it looks like your daughter has more than a mild interest in witchcraft. Maybe that's part of the problem.
Well, what can you expect from a child who grew up in a town with a nickname like Witch City? All the rest of the kids are into it. I don't think there'd be anything wrong with it.
No, I suppose not.
That's not what you really think. How did you feel?
It seems as if your daughter has a notion that she's guilty for what happened in Salem 300 years ago.
You mean all this is a fantasy to Lorene?
Yep.
But the man that Lorene saw was real because I saw him myself.
Yes, he was real, but not from 1692.
No, of course not.
Look, let's pretend for a moment. You take a 12-year-old girl with a lot of imagined guilt that she's conjured up for herself when she was 5 or 6 years old, for something that she feels responsible for. Maybe your husband divorcing you, or you divorcing your husband. You are divorced, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
So she takes the blame for that. It's been growing inside her. So she has to punish herself in some way. She builds this whole idea where she believes that she was Ann Putnam, or is Ann Putnam, or whatever.
What would you say if I told you that I'm beginning to believe what's happening?
That she is Ann Putnam? You shot a ghost. And the rules of time are broken. Come on, Karen.
But what if it is true?
Then I would have to say that you don't need a psychiatrist. You need a witch doctor.
I was wrong. I am not the one who decides who is to live and who is to die. He does. He decides. Reverend Paris! No, it's okay.
Hello, Captain. You were looking for me.
That's very good. I won't ask you how you knew that. Your dog.
Good boy.
I know where your dog was, but I'd like to know where you were last night around midnight.
Who was it that was killed last night?
Now, who said anything about anybody being killed?
Oh, come on, Captain, don't be a fool. You know that for us, things don't have to be said.
That's right, I forgot. Kevin O'Neill, the newscaster, is found this morning in the museum murdered, all ripped up. Your dog was found sitting by the body, and I'd like to know how he got there and what he was doing there.
Why don't you ask him?
Merlina, I've just brought him from the lab. His blood samples were checked and tissues and everything, and he's clean. I just would like to know what he was doing there.
There was an evil presence there. He was trying to find it.
Was O'Neill evil?
He says no.
Does he know who did it?
Yes. But he's not at liberty to discuss it.
I give up. I take a job in a quiet town, an easy job. I figure I'm going to be writing traffic tickets the rest of my life. I end up with a corpse, and Boston Pathology can't tell me what's happened to it. I have a material witness who happens to be a dog who refuses to talk to me. In jail, I've got a refugee from a costume party who keeps insisting he's from 1692.
Captain, take me to him. This man from 1692, he's the key, I promise you.
Get in the car. Where's he going? City ordinance says a dog isn't allowed on the street without a leash. You know that, Merlina.
He has something to do.
Serene, you're up. Yeah, I've only got 20 minutes to go to school.
Well, we thought it would be better if you stayed home and rested today, dear. Dr. Grossinger said he'd drop by later.
I'm fine. I don't need Dr. Grossinger.
Well, just a minute, young lady.
Goodbye, Mother.
If 'tis what thou wish, follow me.
I am Merlina. I am a witch.
I'm William Gogg. I'm greatly surprised to hear you admit to a crime that most certainly carries the penalty of death.
They don't kill witches anymore.
Are you a real witch?
Very real.
I don't know if I believe you.
It's all right. You will.
Please, come in.
You were expecting me.
Yes, I was.
There isn't much time left. Do you believe?
That my daughter is possessed.
Oh, she's not possessed. She's a reincarnate.
Of that Ann Putnam?
Yes.
But how? How can it be?
There can be ties across centuries. The man in jail, your daughter, and the spirit of Ann Putnam are all linked together.
How can I help my daughter?
You can't, but I can.
Is there a possibility that she could be harmed?
Yes. May I speak to her?
She's not here.
She isn't. Cerebus.
Wait! Please, can I go with you?
That won't do. Thou not won't. Thou art afraid? You know this is the only place where we are equal.
Come.
Thou speakest of doubts. Where were these doubts in the beginning?
In the beginning 'twas just a game. A game thou wished to play as well as I, for there was power in it. The power of life and death.
No, of good over evil, and you reveled in it, found triumph in it, even a place in history.
I have thought perhaps I could be wrong about Darkest Good.
Thou art not wrong.
She is only 5 years old.
It matters not. My righteous purpose is to rid Salem of the devil.
Thy righteous purpose is to hang and burn innocent people in order to fill thy church, and burning a little girl.
The fact that she is a little girl makes her execution as a witch all the more imperative. It will prove to the people of Salem that nobody, not even a child, is impervious to my accusing finger. No one, not even a 12-year-old accomplice by the name of Ann Putnam. I give thee fair warning. Betray our cause, and I will bring down upon thee all the powers of heaven and hell.
I want Shovelin and Sansom on Essex Street tonight at 12. I want them to patrol...
Captain Billingham, you are to let the man go.
What? Why?
Because I am presently outnumbered and I need him. And he needs me.
Papa? Papa? Where's me Papa? I need me Papa. Papa? Papa? I'm afraid, Papa.
I don't want it to happen.
'Twill soon be over and thee will feel better.
No, I will not feel better. She mustn't die. We both know she is not a witch. I don't want her to die. She is not a witch!
The child Dorcas must die, witch or not. Dost thou want to destroy my reputation? Would be disgraced, lose my congregation. Thou doesn't want that. Dost thou? Tell me. Dost thou want to destroy all the good I have done? Dost thou? Then tell them what to do.
But she is so little.
Tell them what to do.
Burn the witch.
They can't hear you.
Burn the witch.
Tell them.
Burn the witch! 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 Burn the witch!
Lorraine? Lorraine?
Please save us. Save us, Laurie.
Only Yao can save our soul. Yao must save our soul.
How?
By saving the little girl Dorcas from Barney. Go back to where Yao first begun to know, where the truth first came to thee.
The witch music?
Thou art too late. Dost thou think I will permit thee to destroy my immortality? If thee attempt to change what must be, I will bring down the decay of time to rot thy body. I promise thee, thy flesh will fall away in decay as would that of a leper. Thou wilt pray to die, but even death will not provide thee with peace. Thou wilt have an unmarked grave, as they did as Ann Putnam, and thy soul will search for rest for all eternity.
I don't care what happens! I don't care!
Thy flesh will decay and rot and fall away with pestilence.
Karen. Oh, thank God I got you. No, I just saw her. She's all right. Listen. I was wrong, Karen. I was wrong. The whole thing is not a fantasy. It's for real. There's not a damn thing you can do. I'm going to try and help her to get back to 1692. I've got to try to help her to destroy the spirit of Reverend Paris. Karen, don't interrupt me. I want...
Farm the wheat.
They can't hear you.
Farm the wheat.
Tell them.
Burn the witch! 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 Papa! It hurts, Papa. It hurts. Why does it hurt me, Papa? Why? Papa! It hurts me, Papa! Papa! Why does it hurt me? Papa!
Not my daughter.
Papa! I need me, Papa!
Into the magic circle. Quickly! To be safe from all the evil energies. Give me your hand.
I can't!
Come.
I can't!
Come.
I can't!
Repeat after me.
I can't!
I call to thee infinite power of the universe.
I can't!
I call to thee infinite power of the universe.
I call to thee, infinite power of the universe. I call to thee, infinite power of the universe.
By virtue of the cosmos and all the power it commands.
By virtue of the cosmos and all the power it commands.
By virtue of the four elements and all else that has thy power.
By virtue of the four elements. And of all else that has thy power.
With the strength of my soul! I will myself back again! I am again Ann Putnam! Burn, witch! Burn! Burn the witch! Burn! I am Ann Putnam! No! No! She is not a witch! Dorcas Good is not a witch! Dorcas Good is not a witch!
Go to your daughter, William Good. Go. Go.
14 years later, in 1706, Ann Putnam tried to make atonement for the terrible evil she had done. She confessed, "I, Ann Putnam, desire to be humbled before God. It was a great delusion of Satan. I did it not out of any anger, malice, or ill will. I desire to lie in the dust and be humbled for it. I desire to lie in the dust and earnestly beg forgiveness of all those unto whom I have given just cause of sorrow." So, it all ended.